everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Now, today I'm going to try something new and actually voice over my signal videos. Now, it makes it a lot, in general, easier for me, but also makes it easier for you guys. You gotta listen instead of reading. Today I tried Metop C. Just before this pass, I actually got Metop B. As you can see in the video, as time goes by, you can see the spikes get more and more powerful. Some issues I do experience that I have to do this from a balcony due to the intensive rain currently over Lithuania. And as a result, currently the red dot, which is the satellite on the left hand side, it's currently behind some trees, so you can see that the signal is not that strong, and I don't get that initial sync, which you can see on the bottom right. It's still red. Eventually does become powerful enough. However, due to the fact I'm on the balcony, there's a wall, and I'm kind of limited when it goes up north. I tried to get as much of the signal as possible, but it wasn't really doable. Now, the reason why I mentioned how I got Metop B beforehand is because the way that the Metop B and Metop C passes are structured, it actually helps a lot because first Metop B goes over, then Metop C. Now, originally Metop A would go over first, but that was unfortunately decommissioned and deactivated, so we can't get any more images from that. Now, this helps actually see how clouds move, and later on you'll be able to see the two images. Currently, you're seeing Metop C. As you can see, as the signal gets stronger, we actually got sync, and you can see how there's like these four quadrants on the right. Now, each represents a bit. It can either be 0, 1, 2, or 3, and depending on where these scattered dots go, that determines the bit value. And at the end, we get an image. Now, in total, I actually got a very nice image. Showed a lot of Eastern Europe, and this was done with my L-band antenna from Discovery Desk. Now, I am actually very close to getting my rotator on the roof, which will happen in about a week or two. And hopefully by then I can do all of this manually. I don't have to do this by hand, and I can get a lot more accuracy. But not only that, I'll get a 360 view of the sky, apart from some tree ranges, but they shouldn't affect the signal at all. And it'll actually help me get electro free, which lets me get those nice globe images. Now, in terms of Metop B and C, I actually find Metop C easier to receive. I find the signal a lot more stronger. It's actually the first time I've gotten a satellite to still have reception even after passing that east boundary. You can see on the left, it's actually well over now to the northeast, and I'm still getting a very strong signal, actually compared to Metop B. And you can see as the signal slowly goes further away, you can see those quadrants become a lot more messy. And of course, because of me moving and resting my arm in a way so I don't get tired, it kind of goes in and out of sync, and eventually right here at this moment, I just fully lose sync. You can see it kind of comes back because I try pointing at it and I get just the smallest smudge out of it left over, but overall it's not too long lived, and I'm basically just hanging off the balcony at this point. But yeah, it's kind of over at this point. I tried a little more, but you can see I just stopped the transmission there. So now we're just waiting it for it to demodulate, and unfortunately now because of the new set dump update, I gotta manually select it and decode it. You can see I'm going in the files now and finding out where the .cadu file is, and then we're able to decode it, and then we of course select our output directory. Double checking everything's right, making sure that the file is checked. There you go, we start decoding, and we can actually see we got a lot of frames on that pass, about 1,160. 60 quite a lot. I think it's my personal record for how much I've gotten. And can you see it starts decoding, it's generating all the PNGs, so that it doesn't have to generate the PNGs when I ask it. I am actually starting to develop a website where I will be able to publicly list all this data, and I'll be able to allow public download access to all this data. So if anyone wants to gain access and download it, they're able to, which is really nice. And you can also just see the images every time I upload them, and it's going to be overall very nice and convenient. So I just skipped to the bit after the decoding because that can take some time. Now this is actually currently from the Metop B transmission. Just close the meter now. You can see there's actually a lot more payloads on it. Now we're mostly interested in the IVHRR-3, that's the imager module, but there are other ones like radiometers, spectral analyzers, I think, and whatnot there, but those don't actually produce images. One does produce some more like a cloud image. One is for the ozone, one is for the atmosphere, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm more interested in the photos. Now, of course, the city markers are generated by the software. Same with the borders. And here I'm just making sure everything's correct. This is currently the Metop C. Now because I did this quite late, as you can see at the time on the bottom right, it is dark. But you can see with the combination of all the channels, I think Metop has about 15 channels for the imager. We're actually able to get a lot more data from it and make a lot more images, but also just from the other modules, we're able to analyze it a lot better. See, this is the night microphysics, so this is kind of like the clouds. It's not as good, but you can kind of see how, but if you compare it, you can kind of see how they moved. Now this is more apparent because the image is kind of moving, but you can later see I try a different thing. I try an IR, and then also it's hard to see with this screen so small. We try some false color. So this is just me taking different clouds and how I can visualize it better. So I ended up going actually with this one, since this one kind of shows it the best. Now, you can see it doesn't highlight all the clouds, but it's mostly highlighting precipitation. But I just check all of them just to make sure which one's the best one. And I end up going with the cloud top IR. And coming over to the Metop C transmission now, I do the exact same thing. And then again, because the image kind of moves because of the offset of the satellites, it's a little difficult to see the cloud layer movement. Uh, so again, the bottom image, so right here is Metop C, that's the more recent one, and Metop B is the past one. Of course, if I had Metop A as well, we could actually get a lot better view of the clouds moving. You can see if we now zoom into Vilnius, of course where I am, you can kind of see how the clouds, you see how they move towards the right. Now this is kind of how the air moves in Europe over here. You can see how it actually does move, and you're able to predict weather as a result. Now, surprisingly enough, I have used satellite imagery before to predict when rain will come over my house. It's actually really handy. Um, so this is me now exploring the other modules. So this is the ISI imaging. This is, I believe, the radiometer, and just gets some more accurate cloud thing. The rest of the modules are kind of useless. They're more pixelated. This is air mass movement, so it kind of shows how air is moving. Then waterfall, but it's not really accurate. It's like 5 kilometers accurate. You can see it's also a little glitched, so it's not the best. And I mean, you kind of want to do a full passover to get the most accurate. This, I have no idea what even this is. My assumption at the moment is that this might be terrain height, since it was like an up and down, so maybe it's just showing mountain ranges. But if I'm being honest, I could not tell or even tell you what the possibilities are, what that was, and I have no idea what I was experimenting with around with here. You can see it's kind of weird what's going on here, and why is there, like a gap. So my assumption it was this terrain. Going over to here, again, no idea what this was. There's a bunch of images I was just clicking through. It just looks like a bunch of random pixels. Um, but yeah, I mean, it just shows like how there's different modules on the satellite and how all of them can be easily analyzed. Now, this is from space. This is from a real satellite. You can search up Metop B and C. It's a real satellite. It's really cool. L-band. So this was received on 1.7 gigahertz. Um, it's HRBT, which is high rate picture transmission. Metop B and C does use a different type, which is called AHRBT, which some people call automatic, but the right term is advanced high rate pixel transmission. So actually, with Metop B and C, the imager has a smaller, bigger accuracy but smaller pixel, in the sense that one pixel is, instead of 5 kilometers like Meteor, it's only 1 kilometer. So it's technically you get more view. Um, I don't really know how to phrase it, but you can see I'm just experimenting with other modules. I have no idea what these actually are. Especially this one. This one really weirded me out because I mean I put like true color, and I mean what even is this? It's just a bunch of lines. It's probably some very important scientific data, but I have actually no idea. Now these satellites are still used, but governments are opting for a more advanced approach, which is X-band. Uh, at the modern day, it's still a little too expensive though.